I'm going to show you how to find keywords specifically designed to make money for your YouTube video. And this is a technique that I don't see other people using. So we're going to look at the particular types of keywords that can bring in money to your YouTube video because people are paying for those keywords. And this translates very well on YouTube, although we're going to use a Google tool. We're going to actually use AdWords, and since Google owns YouTube, there's a pretty good crossover between those two. So let's get started and see how this works. The first thing you need to do is go to AdWords, and you can create an account if you don't have one. You don't need to fund it. So I'm going to go ahead and click this. I've already logged into my account, and once AdWords loads, we're going to go to Tools at the top, and then we'll go to Keyword Planner. And let's say you're promoting some kind of tutorial, maybe Ruby on Rails, for example. So I'll go ahead and type in Ruby on Rails over here into the Keyword Planner, enter one or more of the following, and then I'll click Get Ideas. And then once the ideas come in, you want to click Keyword Ideas to get out of the group ideas. So I'm going to click Keywords, and I'll go ahead and hide this graph up here. So I'll just click this icon, toggle chart, so it'll give me a little bit more room. Now what a lot of people do is they'll go through here and look and find which one has the highest amount of searches per month. And if we go through here, it's pretty low actually, but you can sort it by clicking on the column header up here. And so when I sort this, now we can see, okay, here's the ones with a lot more searches. These first three don't really look ideal though. So we can look at this one right here, number 4, Ruby Programming. That looks pretty good. That's got 2,900. It's also got low competition. This means I might have a fairly good chance of getting a good ranking with this keyword because there's not a lot of people competing for it. And this looks good, 1,900, and there's 1,600. So what you can do when you're creating a video on YouTube is actually use this as your title. And then you can hyphenate it and add a little bit more to the title. So maybe Ruby Rails hyphen a beginner's tutorial or something along those lines. You want to add some kind of supplemental text into your title and make your title a little bit longer, because Ruby Rails, or what is Ruby on Rails, is actually a little bit broad. So by doing this keyword, adding these keyword terms into your title, then doing a hyphen or a colon and adding more text to your title, you really get to narrow it down, and that makes people more interested in your video. That draws in a lot more interest. So you always want to do that with your title. Now this is the more common way of finding keywords. You go in here into the Google AdWords tool, type in some keyword, and then sort it by the average monthly searches. This is not what we want to do for this particular technique, however. I'm going to show you what we're looking for. So we've sorted by average monthly searches. You want to actually sort by suggested bid. You can see over here there's dollar amounts. This is Google's way of telling you, here's what people are paying per click for these keyword terms. This gives us an idea of value for these keywords. So for example, if we went up here and tried any of these first 3, it looks like there's some of the lowest ones as far as suggested bid. But if we look at this one right here, the 4th one, it's a good bit higher, $11.34, and then we got this one down here for $14.72, which still has a good number of searches. It's got a medium competition, but we're not going to worry about that right now. So what we want to do is find one maybe that has even a higher dollar amount attached to it. So we're going to sort by suggested bid by clicking on that column. Now look what happens. We get some really high value here. We could go after Ruby on Rails. There's only 20 people looking for it, but if some of those people clicked, you're going to get a pretty good payout from your ads on YouTube just by monetizing your video. And you could use this as your first part of your title. You would do Ruby on Rails hyphen. Then you would put something like a beginner's tutorial, or a beginner's tutorial to get you up and running. So, make it a little more enticing like that. Just play around with the words after the hyphen and make it a little more interesting. Don't make it just something simple such as beginner's tutorial. Maybe something like start enhancing your web programming skills now. So Ruby on Rails hyphen, start enhancing your web programming skills now. Or move up in your job. Get that promotion now. Do something like that. Make it some kind of benefit that people really want to go after, not just beginner tutorial, because that's not interesting. It's not enticing. Okay, now back to the keywords and these prices. So 20 is not that much. So we might create a video and it's going to be some effort for only 20 people. And of those 20 people, maybe one or two might click on our ads. But because it's such a low pool of people, we may not make very much. But still, per click, we're going to get a decent payout from this. So we're going to look down a little bit more and try to find out maybe the 70 is worth it. We've got 90 right here, so that might be good. We've got Ruby on Rails security. We've got, this looks nice, 170. This looks even nicer, 390. I think this right here would be well worth targeting, this 390. I also think this 170 is well worth targeting. Still a nice payout off of this. Now, you're not going to get $22.18. You'll get a fraction of that. But you'll get a much higher fraction than if it was only $2.50. So that's why we're going after these that have this higher bid value. Now, this doesn't translate exactly into YouTube. On YouTube, the payouts are going to vary and they're going to be a little bit different. But YouTube doesn't have a tool like this where we can look. But because YouTube, people that are advertising on YouTube are using AdWords accounts, this is a fairly good idea of what ads are costing. And you also can get an idea, since you're going to get a fraction of this, you get some idea of what you might get. So off of this, maybe you'll get 50 cents or $1 versus if it was just $2.50, maybe getting a penny or 5 cents. And so we can scroll down. We've got that 390 there. We've got 320 here. That's really good, Ruby developer. And what you can do is, if you're creating a channel that is focused on web programming, or even if it's just focused on Ruby programming, which is really good because you're niched down, you can create videos for all of these that have over 100, for example. You can create variations of these videos. And that way you can target all of these with over 100. This 140, this 320, this 390, and this 170. So that's 4 different videos right there. And because you already have the knowledge in this particular area, Ruby programming, it shouldn't be too much effort to go ahead and create variations of those different videos.